Undefeated, a free-to-play superhero action game where you step into the shoes of an incredibly powerful superhero. The main gameplay will involve patrolling the city, responding to distress calls, and fighting supervillains and their minions. You are the hero, and you possess superhuman abilities. This could be flight, super strength, and energy blasts. Furthermore, the game has both combat and rescue missions, so one day you might be saving civilians, and other days you're battling powerful bosses. And Undefeated is great for its emphasis on superhero fantasy, where you feel a true sense of power and freedom. The game's open world environment also allows for free exploration, and then the great graphics and dynamic effects really enhance the overall experience, and it's a great game to play by yourself.
Do you think you have what it takes to brave the terrors and writhing shadows that await you?
Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, a free-to-play horror game that combines being very cute but with quite terrifying jump scares later on. The main gameplay will involve navigating through 1,000 different rooms of a sprawling mansion, and you'll encounter all sorts of jump scares, puzzles, and the game gets more and more dangerous as you go on. But you must go on and explore every room, solve the puzzles, and survive encounters with various creatures. And the game is very unique. It looks cute, but has some really horrifying elements that completely throw you off your guard. Furthermore, the game's progression from light-hearted frights to genuine terror is very cleverly designed and strikes a good balance between humor and horror, and is genuinely one of the most underrated games on the entire platform. Red Hot Vengeance, a free-to-play top-down shooter with a quite intense, fast-paced action and a focus on shooting, strategy, and a gripping narrative. The main gameplay will involve undertaking a series of assassinations, and you navigate through various levels filled with enemies, where you must use a variety of weapons and tactics to complete your objectives. Furthermore, the game has both stealth and action elements, so you could choose between a silent takedown or an all-out gunfight, and each level of the game will require careful planning, as the enemy AI will get increasingly more difficult. And you should play Red Hot Vengeance for its engaging storyline, the game's stylized but also minimalist graphics, and the intense soundtrack that really enhances the overall experience.
Kill that guy.
Iron Snout, a free-to-play action-packed fighting game where you are a pig. For the main gameplay, you control your pig, and you must use it to fight off waves of attacking wolves, using a big combination of martial arts moves. That means you can punch, you can kick, and you can use the wolves' own weapons against them. And you must do all of this, of course, while dodging their attacks. And you should really try Iron Snout, for its very simple yet very addictive mechanics that are quite easy to learn, but can be quite hard to master. The game also has a great humorous art style, and the animations really add a lighthearted tone to the otherwise quite intense fighting action. And despite the straightforward premise, the game actually offers quite a bit of depth through its combo system and the increasingly difficulty of waves. And I could not recommend the game enough. Tadpole Tales, a roguelike shoot 'em up with a very charming art style and engaging gameplay, where you play as a heroic tadpole and you must cleanse the waters. The main gameplay will involve navigating through a beautifully crafted world, shooting enemies and dodging their attacks yourself. And as you progress, you'll encounter increasingly more difficult waves of enemies, but also bosses with their own unique attack patterns. Furthermore, the game features roguelike elements, meaning that every run is quite different with procedurally generated levels. And you should play Tadpole Tales for its stunning hand-drawn graphics, the game's sound design, and the challenging but rewarding gameplay. And the game is pretty much like Cuphead's, and the fact that this game is for free is absolutely mind-blowing. The Expendabros, a free-to-play action platformer with very fast-paced gameplay. The game is all about controlling characters, each with very unique abilities and weapons. Additionally, the game features quite intense side-scrolling action where you must fight enemies, rescue hostages, and defeat powerful bosses. And the game is truly great for its over-the-top action and humor. Furthermore, the game's pixel art style and a great soundtrack delivers a very nostalgic feel, but also very chaotic gameplay, and is truly a must-play game. Skyisland, a fairly short indie adventure game set in a whimsical floating island environment where you must explore platforms, solve puzzles, and overall experience a really engaging and charming world. The main gameplay involves navigating through various floating islands, each island with very unique landscapes and challenges. And you play as a character, and you can then jump, climb, and use various tools to overcome these obstacles and solve puzzles. Additionally, the game emphasizes exploration and discovery. It really tries to push you to interact with the environment and uncover hidden secrets. And as you progress, you'll encounter different biomes and increasingly harder complex puzzles that will require creative thinking but also precise platforming skills. And this combination of platforming and puzzle solving keeps the gameplay quite fresh and is a true joy of a game to play. Helltaker, a very unique blend of tile-based puzzles and a humorous narrative. The main gameplay will involve navigating through a series of increasingly more complex puzzles. Each level is grid-based and requires you to move across tiles to reach a demon girl while avoiding traps and obstacles, adding a pretty good layer of strategy and planning. And you should play Helltaker for its very charming and stylized art, the game's very witty dialogue, and great characters. And for a relatively short game, it is polished and a delightful experience.
It's been quite some time since I was on the second tower.
Cloud Climber, a first-person narrative with a very unique and surreal world of towering structures above the clouds. The main gameplay will involve exploring the ruins of massive towers that rise above the endless clouds, and you play as a lone survivor, and you must navigate these ancient structures, uncover notes and diary entries that will reveal the story slowly as you progress, both in terms of who built the towers, but also who lived in them. The game has a big emphasis on exploration and environmental storytelling, where every tower will offer something new, and you should play Cloud Climber for its striking visual style, which is quite minimalistic but extremely beautiful. You should also play it for its narrative that is conveyed through environmental cues and scattered documents. And the game truly provides a surreal and immersive experience.
It's hard to believe that I'm the last one here. I never thought it would end like this. Makes you wonder what the whole point was in the first place.
FrostRunner, a first-person platformer with a focus on precision, speed, and agility. The main gameplay will involve navigating through icy, obstacle-filled environments using a combination of running, jumping, and sliding mechanics. And you must try and complete every level as quickly as possible, so you must try different paths, what is the most efficient, and try and perfect your movement. Furthermore, the game features many different platforms, traps, and environmental hazards that require a lot of precise timing and coordination, and you should play FrostRunner for its great emphasis on speedrunning and competitive play. There's a leaderboard for every level, so you can compare your times with other players. The game is also very visually appealing and has really good gameplay mechanics, and it's one of the best single-player games out there. And now for our bonus game, The Supper, a point-and-click adventure game with a dark and eerie atmosphere. The game tells a short but gripping story that is quite mysterious. The main gameplay will revolve around Mrs. Appleton, who is the innkeeper and preparing a special meal for all her guests. And you must then explore the inn and its surrounding, solve the puzzles, and gather ingredients for the supper. The game has a big emphasis on narrative and atmosphere, where the story unfolds through your actions but also your interactions. And you should play The Supper for its very beautiful crafted art style. The game's engaging narrative, which creates a dark humor that really keeps you intrigued. So if you want to try a game that's a bit more slower paced, but has a very compelling story and very unique visual style, The Supper is a standout title. For more amazing games, click here.